We'll call the Animal Services Committee of June 17th to order, do a roll call.
Cahill.
Here.
Desart.
Here.
Echo.
Here.
Garcia.
Here.
Krajewski.
Here.
Rutledge.
Is there anybody signing for public comment?
No public comment.
Chairman's report, we had a phenomenal grand opening on Saturday. We'll probably hear more from Laura about that, but thank you for everybody coming, and I think it was a great day to show off the new building to the community. And as we continue to, the foundation continues to raise money for the new building. I think maybe Laura will touch on too on her administrative report, but they have another event coming up in Glen Ellen on July 23rd. I think it's a Wednesday night, 5:30 to 8:30. It's what's it called? Pours for
Force for pups or something.
Pours for pups or pours for paws.
Pause. Maybe it's
Event. So they're having celebrity bartenders who will work the bar, and all the donations will go to us. So if any of the celebrities at this
Yeah,
table would like
200.
to participate as bartenders, I know Chair Conroy's put it into her schedule. They talked to her on Saturday, so she'll be doing a 5-hour shift. I'm sure Laura will probably be
Slinging
pouring.
drums.
I think they got to invite out the crew.
Oh.
Maybe you can put them over by one of the tubs there and pass out the beers. But any of the board members, I'm sure will reach out if you guys want to either participate in pouring beers or drinks or just show up. But that'll be coming out, and at least more on it as far as advertising.
Do we have a relationship with Vi's, the restaurant Vi's?
Yeah, we actually have
Yes.
a fundraiser happening right now.
Right,
Yeah.
because we were there, my daughter and I were there on
How'd you see?
Sunday. And on the back of their
Yeah.
drinks menu is Animal Services. Catherine pointed that
The
out.
drink of the month.
So Jillian set up with not just Vi's, but Entourage, which is the store they own, and the Entourage in Downers Grove also. So all three of them for the entire month of June. It's called Rescue Rita margaritas, but they give with the menu with the dinners, they give a little write-up of the charity and the drink special, and then $1 for every drink goes to that organization.
Yeah.
Last month they did autism, and I think they gave like $2,500 check to
Oh,
them.
that's nice.
And then when they have a big elaborate email list to the restaurant. And so I know for last month when they did this cystic fibrosis, they sent out a blast email saying this is what it was, but they also had links to their site for donations to all their employees. So it'll be interesting. I know I visited the Downers one with people a lot, so we've been reading a few bucks, but it's nice because they give it to you with the menu, so everybody gets it.
Yeah.
And you can read about it
Yeah.
and read about the organization there. So
Very good.
it's Entourage and Vi's in Naperville,
Well, I'm
and then
sorry, I wasn't gonna have
Entourage.
liquor at like noon on a Sunday, so I didn't get
I
any
don't blame
drinks.
you.
Well, I actually went in on
Take
June.
one for the team, have it for the donation.
I went in there on June 1st because it was the first day on Sunday, and I
Oh.
tried to run, but the ASC said because they're closed on Monday, they were officially starting on the Tuesday. So we went back on Tuesday. But, and I did meet with a lot of the foundation members. They had a number of board members from the foundation went to the Downers one. And they can even order, I guess, non-alcoholic Rescue Ritas too, which people did, so.
Well, even if you don't have a drink and donate to the cause, it's still free advertising on.
Oh, absolutely. So it
Yeah,
was a nice
just
thing.
any
It's
awareness.
and
about
it's
what
for the
Friends
whole-
is
Yeah.
doing.
for the whole month, so that was nice. Can I say on the chairman's report, move on to our minutes, if I get a motion to approve our minutes of
So moved.
25/1/5/36 from May 20th. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, minutes approved. I have to, been advised we need to pull 6A. It's a split between facilities, Department of Transportation, but we were asked by facilities to have that one pulled as they need to do some additional work on it. So I'll pull that one and then move on to informational items. I just get a motion to place on file FMP 0029-25. Second, okay. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Move on to administrative update.
Yeah, so Saturday was wildly successful and I'm very happy it went smoothly. Just with an open house event like that, you never know how many people are going to show up. So we over prepared. We had a lot of, so thankful for all the volunteers that came out and staffed different booths and gates just to make sure we had good crowd control management. Our facilities team did a phenomenal job prepping the property to make sure everything looked really nice. They paid some extra attention to the landscaping and helping us kind of finish up some loose ends inside the building that were still kind of outstanding from construction. We estimate that we had about 500 people actually go on tours. And then we had probably another 150 to 200 people, I think, that were just outside that didn't want to wait to go in. So overall, I think a really successful day considering how many other things were happening that weekend. And I think what we're going to be doing too is maybe a video tour we're going to try to put together so that we can post that on social to share with people who weren't able to come through. The feedback I got was, wow, it doesn't smell like a zoo in here. And I said, well, thank you to our constant fresh air intake HVAC system and our phenomenal care staff that cleans like crazy. Everybody said that it sounded very well thought out in terms of comparing how things used to be and how we've made changes to accommodate not just space for the animals, but space for the people too. It was really fun walking people through that had really been involved with us for a long time and were invested in seeing this happen. Just people old employees came out. It was just really nice. It was a great day. We got lucky with the weather.
Difference.
Oh, gosh, yeah. We got really lucky with the weather
Maybe
too.
touch Wednesday night too, you did, because
Yeah.
that was another 40 or 50 people.
Yeah, so on Wednesday evening, we did a private tour evening with some light snacks and opportunities for some of the DuPage Animal Friends larger donors to go through with like a little bit more in-depth tours and stories. We had, probably about 40 people in all come to that evening, so that was really nice too. An opportunity to avoid the crowd and really kind of walk through and see the spaces. So, so thank you to everybody that supported that. It was just a really great
It's kind of
afternoon.
surreal, because we got to see the pictures during the planning process, pictures, and then you walk in and you're like, wow, this is exactly the pictures. I don't know.
Yes.
I thought it was surreal. too.
No,
Like
they-
I was walking into a picture,
Well,
Yeah.
a couple of feedbacks were from people who either volunteered or been adopting an animal at the old facility and saw that
Yeah.
and hadn't really seen it and now saw the new facility and like, wow. you know.
Yeah. A lot of people excited about the real life room, just this
Mhm.
concept that we can get some of those dogs out and really spend time with them in an area that's quiet where they can decompress. A lot of positive feedback about expanding our medical areas finally. And then tons of positive feedback about all the flexible spaces, just the ability to either have that really large open space or those smaller rooms to triage, different types of animal intake, like the bird situation that we had. So, so speaking of our bird situation, we are down to 25 parakeets from the
Wow.
155 that we took in on April 22nd. So our team has been doing a great job getting those either transferred out to rescue or getting them out adopted. Our population, though, this time of year does tend to get up in that 200 plus animals. We're at 194 as of this morning, the majority being cats. This is the time of year when we're getting all those outdoor litters. We're really grateful for our partnership with Feral Fixers because that's the nonprofit that does a lot of that trapping and trying to reduce that outdoor cat population from exploding. But I was just sharing this morning before the meeting started that they're getting really full already this year, which is early. So that means that those cats now start getting diverted towards us. So one of the things I've started doing is I'm trying to gather some data and information from other counties to find out how they execute their spay-neuter programs, because my opinion is we need to start putting some more resources towards our cat population. When we think about where these accidental litters are happening, it's not with puppies. We don't have people flooding the shelter with, I had an accidental litter of puppies. We do have a lot of people saying, I had an accidental litter of kittens, or I found these kittens outside. And so one of our next initiatives is to start figuring out maybe how we can start honing in on that problem, because that's where our population issues are popping up. It's with cats. So
What do you think the holdup is in them getting their cats spayed? or
so
neutered?
So we kind of joke about the cat distribution system, and cats are just easy to get, right? There's always people that let their cats in and out. And when I talk to people about why they let their cats out, even knowing their cat is not spayed or neutered, they're like, well, just, it got out once and now it just wants to go out all the time. And if I don't let it out, it's crying, it's scratching, it starts having litter box issues. And so for people in their attitude is I'll just let the cat out and it comes back in. But they're not thinking about what's happening when that cat's outside, let alone the fact that that cat could get killed or
Exactly.
is destroying people's yards or, whatever the other complaint might be.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people who maybe live in apartments or don't have the resources to have a dog, cats are just easy to get, but you might not have the financial resources to provide all that medical care. But they're a little bit less expensive overall to care for as a pet. So,
And you can leave them.
and you can leave them for longer periods of time.
Right.
Yeah. So, so that's something that we want to start focusing on, especially as we start looking at how we're going to roll out more advanced medical things in our building now with this new space. Some of our team members have already started meeting to start moving our medical processes electronically, because right now we do everything on paper. So so that's the first step is we have to get everything electronic. And then we want to start doing some more work with our rescue communities as we get some better processes in place to maybe start offering some low cost things to public who can't afford to go to the vet. But cats are a big focus for myself and fortunately, Dr. Kristen feels the same way.
Well,
So,
I know somebody who's having a bunch of 7-year-olds there for a party, maybe they'll like a party bag gift.
well,
They could
here's a
leave-
cat, here's a cat. At least if they're spayed and neutered already, right? So.
I was just gonna say
Did you find out in that Woodridge
not
area, that
solving the
park that kept
problem.
having the dumb cats, where they were coming from?
We don't know where they were coming
And
from.
has it started up again this
unfortunately.
year?
Not in that particular park. We haven't seen it, but there are definitely, we can run reports to see
We had
like
a
where the
park in
hotspots
Woodridge
are, where
they
a lot of
kept
cats
bringing
come
in-
in. Yeah.
But the cats they kept bringing them in, finding them in that park, but they were also in good shape too. Couldn't figure out how that many,
People are just dumping their.
it's weird because it's all in one park.
Yeah, this was last year and,
That was last
and unfortunately, those little situations do pop up every once in a while, whether you've got, people who maybe have just kind of hoarded too many cats and now their situation has changed where they're moving and rather than find the resource like us to say, hey, I need to bring you my cats, they just put them outside and figure somebody else will take care of the problem for them or, yeah. Sometimes, we talk about backyard breeders with dogs often, but we do have people that intentionally breed cats too. And we've had little pop-ups of like fancy cats getting dumped. And I say fancy cats like your Persians, like your more exotic breed cats that maybe aren't healthy. Those will sometimes just get dumped outside. So,
I can't imagine that.
Me neither.
yeah,
mean,
I know.
We have 2 cats. I can't imagine just, okay, bye.
Yeah. But when we think about why are our numbers always exploding when the weather gets warm, it's cats. It's cats. And then our periodic cruelty or hoarding situations might come up, but really the consistent problem is cats. So maybe now we have to start thinking about how we divert our resources to that issue. So. We also had an animal control officer start with us recently, Officer Maria Simeo. So we welcomed her the other week and she's already been very busy. So we're grateful to have our officer team fully staffed right now. And then just to prepare, we've been
Did you
working.
come off call now one of the weeks?
I'm on call till Friday. Then I get to go Saturday to Vise and get my rescue Rita. And then we've been working with our leadership team to just kind of look at a possible reorg of our staffing. Now that we have a building twice the size, more is being demanded of us in terms of what we're providing the community, making sure that we're staffed appropriately. So hopefully we'll be bringing something before this committee, maybe by we don't normally meet in July, so it might be the August meeting.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Any
And I know
questions?
we just, we reposted at Animal Services, Bob Berlin's state's attorney, issue with his new investigative unit. But there was just on the animal site, there was a lot of comments from people from other counties wanting to know how their county could do that. And I wish our county would have something like that. How could we do that? So, and even Mark Ayers called me, right when that went out. I knew Bob Berlin was working on it. I didn't know the day he was releasing the press release, but they posted and they said that if all over the state, people are contacting Mark, asking how can our counties do what DuPage just did. In addition to Mark, also, I think it's Boone County. They have an animal administrator who doing a good job according to Mark. And their board, I guess realizes the importance and told him to, put the resources to build a new facility. He has to know the first step on building a new facility, so to cut, I know. We'll call.
Not that I ever want to do it
John's never
again.
gonna
But he was gonna, I think he was gonna maybe try to come out to see it, but,
Yeah, be happy to
they're
give it
looking
to
to
her.
his county board's giving him the, you know, duty of finding and how to, what to build and what they need. So I said that we can, you know, pass it on to Laura, help out, so. So we're getting calls from other counties trying to replicate some of the stuff that you and, the rest of the places here in DuPage are doing.
Great.
Any old business? Any new business? Remember, July 23rd, and you guys want to be a celebrity part-time? Okay,
Make that my
without,
schedule.
out of objection, we are adjourned.